Axel and Tank are babysitting Axel's little brother, Odell. Axel's mom left very strict instructions for them to follow. Odell needs 1/2 of a bottle in the morning, 4/6 of a bottle in the afternoon, and 1/4 of a bottle before bed. There's only one problem. His mom took the diaper bag with all the bottles.
Bye-bye.
In order to feed baby Odell, Axel and Tank need to find equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are fractions from the same whole with numerators and denominators different from one another but identical in value. We can compare the value of different fractions from the same whole using fraction bars. Fraction bars show us whether or not the fractions are equivalent or equal in value. Let's use baby Odell's first bottle to explain. Mom's instructions say that he needs 1/2 of a bottle right away. But Axel and Tank are using a same-size container filled to 2/4. To determine if 1/2 and 2/4 are equivalent, first, draw a fraction bar to represent the first fraction. Shade the bar to represent 1/2. Then, draw a fraction bar of the identical size to represent the second fraction. Shade the bar to represent 2/4. Finally, compare the shaded values of both bars. Each fraction bar has the same quantity shaded, which means they are equal in value. Since they are equal in value, the fractions 1/2 and 2/4 are equivalent. Axel and Tank can feed baby Odell the container filled to 2/4 because it is the same amount as Mom instructed. For the next feeding, Mom said Odell needs 4/6 of a bottle. But they are using a same-size container filled to 2/5. To determine if 4/6 and 2/5 are equivalent, draw the fraction bar to represent the first fraction. Shade the fraction bar to represent 4/6. Then, draw a fraction bar of identical size to represent the second fraction. Shade the fraction bar to represent 2/5. Finally, compare the shaded values of both bars. Since the shaded values are different, 4/6 and 2/5 are not equivalent. Axel and Tank try using another same-size container filled to 2/3 this time. What should they do first? They should draw and shade the fraction bar to represent 2/3. Finally, they should compare the shaded value of 4/6 and 2/3. Since they are the same, 4/6 and 2/3 are equivalent. Axel and Tank can feed baby Odell this container because it is the same amount that Mom instructed. For the last bottle, Mom said to give him 1/4 of a bottle, but Axel and Tank are using a same-size container filled to 4/16. Pause the video here to determine if 1/4 and 4/16 are equivalent. Now let's check our work. We draw and shade the fraction bar to represent 1/4. Then, we draw and shade another fraction bar to represent 4/16. The last step is to compare the shaded quantities of both bars. These fractions are equivalent because they show the same value. Axel and Tank can feed Odell the last container since it's the same amount as Mom instructed.
Hey, you! What's that smell?
Before we can figure out where the smell is coming from, let's remember. Equivalent fractions are fractions from the same whole with numerators and denominators different from one another, but identical in value. We can compare the value of different fractions from the same whole using fraction bars. First, draw and shade a fraction bar to represent the first fraction. Then, draw and shade another fraction bar of identical size to represent the second fraction. Finally, compare the shaded values of both bars. If they are equal in value, the fractions are equivalent.
Oh no, Axel. I think I figured out where the smell is coming from.
It's okay, my mom got home just in time.
My baby.